Hey guys, welcome to Dreamcoin. It's Tyler again, and I just wanted to bring you a quick video to talk about why the market's been on a downtrend the last couple of weeks, what the reason for the continued kind of just panic from investors in general is, and how you should be going about playing the market as of this point in time. So to get right into it, basically last year when COVID first hit and the economy was just getting destroyed around last March, there was a capital relief put on a lot of big banks from the Federal Reserve that essentially helped them with managing assets and not taking as much strain from the economy as a whole being down through COVID. And what's coming up on the 31st of this month is the fact that that relief is going to be gone. There's been no extensions placed on it so far. Last week, the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell spoke on 2 occasions to Congress, and this week he was leading the case of talking the job market and what to look forward with the bond yields and everything going forward as of right now. And what the issue is right now is that obviously we had a change in government. You know, we had a switch from one party to another coming into office this past January, and this is going to be a big test and challenge for the Federal Reserve trying to get this passed for banks, because as of right now, a lot of more left-leaning political figures are looking to say that banks have been bailed out enough, they don't need any more help, and so that is going to be a pain if we can't get an extension for banks, because that's going to be a large issue coming forward with banks trying to relieve with capital, especially if stuff still isn't open from COVID. And so this has caused a lot of panic from both retail and institutional investors, because that's going to put a strain on markets and different types of just monetary policies going forward. One of the main issues, even past this extension potentially not going through, is the concern of strong growth coming from the economy opening back up and businesses being able to run more normal as compared to the past year. Generally, a strong economy would be good for boosting sales and profits and giving consumers more money to spend, and thus, you know, the stock market would improve. But the concern is that this is going to bring about a fast rising inflation. Jerome Powell, when he's been speaking, has said he is not concerned with inflation. They're going to try to keep their hands off of policy restrictions and tightening the economy and different policies of that nature until the job market starts recovering back to normal numbers and the unemployment numbers aren't as high. So this is very concerning as an investor, because inflation obviously is not good for the value of the dollar. This is going to cause a lot more potential market drops in things like that going forward, whether that's bonds or stocks. And the general consensus is that the government is going to start to pull back on their emptying of money into the market and trying to keep it sustainable, whether that's through banks or other means of just trying to support the system, just because they're going to view it as needless spending, especially with the economy opening up again. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking kind of like, well, how should I navigate this right now, right? I have my portfolio, most of my stocks are down like 10+%. I don't know what to do. Should I sell? Should I keep buying? Where should I go from here? And this is why I harp on the channel a lot about looking at long-term positions and balancing your portfolio out for your different kinds of stock options. Obviously, the small cap market's been down right now. I have talked about a few penny stocks, but this is a good reason that you should be looking at companies that you genuinely believe in. Do your due diligence and research what they are doing as a whole. Many of my companies that I invest in have something to do with long-term medical research that is going to always be needed, whether that be cancer or COVID as of right now, or anything along those lines, or medical technology, or something along the lines of electric vehicles or natural energy. Those are generally going to be your safer bets, especially even with the market on a downturn, because eventually those are going to recover, especially with the government that's in control of the US right now. Big energy and being more vigilant on COVID and anything that deals deals with those are going to make a nice rebound over the next 3.5 years that this government's in office. I personally, if you have a long position, would not be selling. I would be trying to buy low because everything is just super low right now. Half my positions have dropped like 10-20%, and I've just been buying down more as I can because I genuinely believe in them as long-term companies. Even though I say that they could go up in price in a couple weeks, a lot of them also are going to go up even more than that over the next year or so. As an investor, it's important to know your risk management. And the other big thing to keep in mind when you're investing going forward, this is a big mistake a lot of people have made and why a lot of people are hurting and freaking out right now, is that you should be managing how much money you put into the market and what you are willing to lose. It's the same thing as almost gambling in a sense, right? So if you go to a casino, most people bring like $200-300. They don't care if they lose it or not. They're just going for a fun time. And you know, if they lose it, cool. If they win some, even better, right? Same thing is the mindset you should be having if you're investing in stocks, especially if you're playing more with pennies and things like that. You should be looking at what money you are potentially willing to lose. How much is this going to hurt you? Are you still going to be able to pay your bills? Are you going to have to sell out of these stocks at a loss because you were banking on a big profit real early in 3 weeks to pay your bills or to pay off college or whatever your reason might be? And this is what gets a lot of people stuck. So going forward, I want a lot of you, anybody watching this video, to think about the companies you're investing in. I know some people do day trading, which is fine. That's kind of, I mean, it's going to be hard with the choppy market right now. It still makes that hard, but you know, the DD on the company is not necessarily relevant if you're doing day trading. But even if you're swing trading necessarily over like a week or two, sometimes knowing the company is going to do you a lot better than not knowing the company. What I would recommend going forward is, one, make sure you're researching the companies that you want to invest in and know where you think they can go potentially long term. Two, make sure you are managing your assets in a way that you are not going to hurt yourself financially. Outside of this is going to be potentially extra stuff you can kind of put away and not think about for a while if something does go on a downturn, or that you can average down on going forward. And then three, don't ever get too confident that you think you know where something's going to go, because nobody knows where anything's going to go. A lot of people say stocks only go up. That is not the case. There are plenty of stocks that will go up for 3-5 years, do really well, go up 400%, and plummet and go nowhere out of seemingly no time at all. Going forward, just keep all those in mind. And you know, even if somebody's telling you that there's a bottom to a price, or you think there's a bottom to a price, give yourself price targets. This is why it's important to set price targets. Say, I want a stock and I'm eyeing it under $7 to buy. Who cares if I buy it at $6.98 versus the $6.70 it's dropping to? If I'm holding this long term and I'm expecting it to go to $12 to $15, what really is going to be a 20-cent difference for that? I mean, I can average down over time, but if I give myself that price target under 7 and I buy it, I achieved my goal. That was the goal that I wanted. And that's what a lot of people don't do. They make their targets, they don't stick to them, they freak out because they try to buy in a low, it doesn't go as low as they want it to, so they don't buy, and then they miss their opportunity to buy that dip, and then they don't get to get back in because they don't manage their stuff well, and then they try to buy in higher when it's already going, and then that's usually when people will lose money because they buy high and sell low. These are all things you need to keep in mind, especially navigating a very volatile market like this. The best thing you can do for yourself would be to educate yourself on the market, the stocks you're researching into, the companies you're researching into, and government policies and things like that that could be completely changing the market in whether it be a couple weeks or a few months or what. It's like a chess game. Plan out your stuff way ahead of time and see where you could potentially go to ride your positions. That's the best way to navigate the market and avoid the volatility of crashing your portfolio, especially if you know you don't have the ability to lose a lot of money. You don't have a lot of money in your portfolio, or you have a lot of money in your portfolio and you're not trying to lose it all. You need to be able to manage your risk and hedge where you want to keep your positions in your portfolio. And that's going to do it for me today, guys. I really just wanted to get this video out because I've gotten a lot of people hitting me up in Discord and talking to me on Twitter or commenting on YouTube, freaking out about their stocks dropping, blaming the fact that somebody told them to buy a stock, and they're looking for somebody to blame essentially for why their stocks dropping when the entire market's down. It's not individual stocks, it's the whole market. There's people big and small investing that are panicking or doing things in a way that they're selling off positions so they can mitigate losses and everything like that. And I just wanted to give you the best information that I could to help you manage your risk going forward. If there's anything else you guys would want a video on soon, let me know. I'm always open to checking out stocks for you guys or giving you an opinion on something in the comments. As always, you probably see on each video, I reply to almost everybody that I can give good viable replies to. So other than that, I shall catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace.